So good evening. Welcome to this session of the Circle of Harmony. My name is Taru, and the topic that we have today, that is very close to a lot of people's heart, and it's a very important topic. It's basically standing by my own side. Like talking about self-love or the lack of it, and why is there a lack? There's a lot to reflect on that we'll be taking up. But before we begin, as we mostly do, just taking a few moments to just gather ourselves. If closing our eyes helps, we can close our eyes and just, be with ourselves for a few moments with our breath fully in, fully out. It just helps us to just be more aware and more open if that's possible. Because, the problem is not we don't know enough. A lot of time the problem is we know too much and we think that what we know is it, right? That is it. And then we are so close to other views and opinions and windows. And so I'm grateful for this opportunity to explore this, discover this, reflect on different topics together that helps us see things out different windows. And all windows are justified, all are there, some looking at some place, the other looking at some place, and this just expands us when we can see other points of view. So thank you again for joining me today. So just as a reminder, the topic today is standing by my side. So, there was a long poem I don't know, wrote for this, but suddenly it didn't make sense. And just the last part I felt was more appropriate, that once I'm in love with myself, I find my center, my own strength. I find a solid ground to stand on as my own advocate, my true friend. So standing by my side. So, I wanted to write like self-love, but it can often be misinterpreted. So this just sounded better, that, no matter if nobody is there or if somebody is there or not, I am standing by my side, and that feels enough if it's coming from, the right center. So just a reminder that this is a sharing circle. And if we don't share, the others, we don't really expand. So please feel free to unmute, share at any point. So to begin with, I would like to open reflections about what, according to me, is self-love. Do I struggle with it and why? So anything that we want to talk so that we know what all we can cover, we should reflect on together. Yeah, so please, if anybody wants to share right now, if not, I'll just take it up, but would like if we can get some thoughts before we begin.
Yeah, I know when I look at myself, I think from the childhood, somehow while growing up, we were taught not to love yourself, but to love the people around you. That you are, that as if we need to do more, that we lack in so many things, that we should be caring, we should be loving, we should look good, we should be social, and so many of these things. So in all that process of growing up, we somehow miss self-love somewhere. Nowhere it's taught to us or told to us that the first thing you should love is your own self. Because if you love yourself, I think you can love everything else too. But with the incompleteness, we grow up. At least I grew up. So even now also, a lot of times I struggle. I mean, I keep criticizing myself. I didn't do this right. I didn't do that right. I could have done better. So I think it goes on and probably builds on as we grow up.
Yes, thank you so much, Ritu. That's a perfect base. That's again a story of most of our lives, especially growing up in India. Somehow we are told to, if you make the others happy, if you care about them, that is the purpose of your life, right? To have that harmony in the house, that everybody should be there and everybody should be dependent on you. That also is there, that you must play a indispensable part, and that is your love, that is your concern. So just we'll be looking at that. So thank you. And the critical aspect too, that how I am critical to myself, right? So yeah. Anybody else at this point?
So
Yes.
does it happen with most of the people, or probably with few people who grew up in a lacking manner? But some people I see grow up with overconfidence, that I'm everything, I'm so beautiful, everybody should follow me.
Yeah.
Why is Sham laughing, smiling? So I wonder that this is something I am lacking, or mostly it is like that. I don't know.
No, Ritu, even I have the
रितु, आप
same
एक काम करो,
experience.
आप मेरे साथ एक बार मेरे इंग्लिश टीचर से मिलो, फरहालन से, ठीक है? आपका सारा इंफीरियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स अंदर चला जाएगा, आई कैन प्रॉमिस यू, ठीक है? आपको मिलवाएंगे फरहालन से, ठीक है?
Is it because of his English speaking skills?
नहीं, देखिए, फरहालन महान आदमी थे, ठीक है?
ऐसे
उनसे
लग रहा है
इतना
you're writing an essay. सर एलन
नहीं,
एक महान आदमी थे.
नहीं, फरहालन से आपको मिलवाएंगे, ठीक है?
Hmm.
कोई कॉम्प्लेक्स नहीं रहेगा। उसके बाद आप भी सोचोगे कि आई एम न्यूमेरो, आई एम एट हाइट्स ऑफ बुद्धिज्म
Yeah.
and many more things like that. I can get the Midas golden touch. I can search for the mine of Eldorado, ठीक है?
Okay.
मिलवाएंगे आपको, पक्का मिलवाएंगे।
Mm-hmm. So bring him through the session sometime, or I'll have to come to Bangalore.
बैंगलोर नहीं आना होगा, फरहालन पटना में रहते हैं, ठीक है? पटना में चर्च रोड में रहते हैं फरहालन, ठीक है? बहुत मस्त आदमी है, ठीक है?
चलो good.
Okay then, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't make much sense to me, but thank you, Sham. You can elaborate on it later. Yeah, Sardaji was saying something, so sorry you got interrupted.
No, not at all. What Ritu was sharing is for my experience also. We are all taught like that. You don't need to give importance to yourself, but to others. Even for eating or buying anything, we are, don't need to be so selfish. No, that sentence will be used. You don't need to be. You give it to others. But giving others is not a problem. Generally, we will not have it for ourselves. Yeah, that, maybe, as you said, most of the households in India has this problem.
Yes.
So, Taru, I always doubt, till, 2-3 months back, we had a session, something came up, and Monica or you, I don't remember, but, shared, I think you only. I always think self-love is bad. That means you are selfish. It is always misinterpreted as selfishness. But you said it is not so. See, if you're upset, if you're feeling sad, then if your daughter is feeling sad, then how will you allow? You will tell her something to be all right, and you'll cajole her. The same thing applies for you also. You should, be cheerful. So from that time only, I understood that self-love is not selfishness. It was a beautiful session. Thank you so much. So if I am upset, nowadays, I'm thinking it is not necessary for me to be very upset for a long time. It's okay for some time, it's okay. But, I don't need to prolong it. So always the self-love is understood as selfishness, self-centeredness.
Yeah, we must talk about that. I wonder, how we come this far to be holding these definitions, and it's time that we can let go. Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taru, in a very expanded version, self-love means that if only I am happy, I can make the people around me happy. Okay. And what are my shortcomings? I do have many shortcomings also. Okay. So I can, so probably I am the best man to gauge at my own shortcomings. Not any of my parents, any of my friends, or anybody else. I am the best man to gauge at my own shortcomings. And I am the best man to step back from it, to roll back from it. So that means self-love to me. And many times only if I am happy, I can make the people around me happy. That is one aspect of it. The second and the most important aspect is that sometimes I need expert opinion. Then what am I doing? Where am I going? Where is this thing leading me to? Okay. So I am perhaps the best man to judge my own self. Like for example, I gave an exam. Okay. So what score I am getting, probably I know it better than anybody else. So many times it so happens that people, many people may place you in an utopian world or a serendipitous world. कि अरे नहीं नहीं कोई ना, आप तो बहुत अच्छा आपने करा है, ये हो जाएगा वो हो जाएगा, कोलंबिया मिल जाएगा, बर्कली मिल जाएगा. But I know that what exactly I am deserving of. So that also means self-love to me in one aspect. Second aspect is that I don't let my mind go haywire every now and then, and I keep myself glued to what the reality is. Although I am not certain of what really is the reality, that is another aspect of it. So that also means self-love. For example, many a times, often in our conditioning, now we are told that ye karna hai, wo karna hai, this, that, and all that blah blah kind of things. But many times it is not possible, because at the end of the day, all said and done, and all the loose talk and real talk, we are all humans at the end of the day. And we all have our human failings and all these things like that. And there are many things that are beyond our control. For example, कल बारिश होगा या नहीं होगा, we can't judge it. अगर बारिश होगा तो then we can't go on foot out from our house. So all these things we need to take into consideration before acting. And deep down, many times we give time to our friends, we give time to our family members, we don't give time to ourselves. For example, in many times in Shakespeare plays, there is something called soliloquy, okay, where the chief character, he talks to himself, okay. So we talk to people around us, we talk to our family members, but we never talk to ourselves to gauge that where am I really standing, that कितने पानी में है और कितने पानी के ऊपर है. So things like that. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Shyam. So we are friends with so many, but are we friends with our own
With
self?
ourselves, yeah.
Exactly, perfect. Yes, please.
I find that self-love is like a seesaw. There is friends and family on one side, and then there is the person on the other side, and self-love in the middle. If he's self-loving too much, then he's kind of he's like he's going up, and he's kind of losing other people, If they are if he is self-loving them too much, then if self-loving them too much, then they are going down. Like they have more weight, and they are kind of he's going up, and his value is reducing. So I think there is a balance in how much one needs to have self-love and how much he needs to contribute his support for others. I'm so thankful, ma'am, you're conducting this. I'll listen to what everyone has to say, and I'll see what I can learn. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
Taru?
Thank you, Jyoti.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry. I have a question for you, Taru. See, just now Shyam is sharing. We don't talk to ourselves. We give time to everyone at home or outside. So that means that if we have some time and introspect ourselves, is that called self-love? That is what you mean, Shyam? Just
Yes,
to
ma'am.
get it right. Huh?
Yes, ma'am, you got it right, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
कई बारी तो कभी कभी अगर हम पेन डाउन भी करें कि वेयर आर वी फॉल्टरिंग और कहाँ हम लोग गलत जा रहे हैं और कहाँ हम लोग सही जा रहे हैं, then that is also called self love.
Oh, beautiful thought.
We don't assess ourselves, ma'am. We go like a what you call, like a wild horse. We go.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, assuming Snehi has nothing to share right now. Yeah.
Yeah, Taru, and one more thing I would like to add on to all these things, that many a times we get so self-obsessed, okay? कुछ ज़्यादा ही self-obsessed हो जाते हैं कि हम लोग we get to that vanity kind of stage, okay? That vanity and hubris वाला चीज आ जाता है हम लोग में कि जो है सो मैं ही हूँ और बाकी दुनिया.
Sorry, Shyam, can you please come again?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, when we self-love ourselves to a very large extent, that hubris and all that vanity kind of thing, and we become something what we call megalomaniac, okay? That I am the numero, and all the world is a fool and all those things. So we should not indulge into that level and to that extent. We should keep it somewhere in the median position, okay? We should not go to the other extreme.
Yeah, we will discuss self-obsession too. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. तब एक चांस रहता है कि हम लोग शायद साइको ना बन जाए जब हम लोग एक्सट्रीम जब हम लोग एक आधा एक्सट्रीम पे चले जाते हैं तो we become a megalomaniac kind of thing ना. हम लोग सोचने लगते हैं कि पूरा दुनिया what do you call, पूरा दुनिया बेवकूफ है और मैं ही काबिल हूँ and all that kind of thing, all that hubris and all that vanity kind of thing comes into play.
I think the word self-love, for self-love, we have to understand what is the self and what is love, right? Agar if we are not even sure of the definition of these two, then things like what Shyam especially was saying, we have a fear of going into that. Self means I, who am I? What is in me to love, kind of that is there. And love, what is love? Is pleasure love? Is just no matter what, giving myself joy and happiness and just working towards my gratification, is it love? Or is my welfare love? There's a small child and he loves sweets and chocolates, right? There's no child who would not love sweets and chocolates. So I, as a parent, if I just keep giving him or her a chocolate, is that love? Or do I know that, he loves it, I know it makes him happy, but what is good for him? Like hit, hit. So love ki definition bhi humko, I think we have to analyze. And, while you were sharing, that song came to me. that beautiful song that हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करें, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद को जय करें. You know, just like we were all sharing, you know, again, my childhood had a lot of self-worth issues, that why was I born, what is the purpose of life, and stuff, and I'm not good enough. And then I had something, you know, I had a near-death experience in which I momentarily, you know, I was standing on top of my body. Like there were a sequence of events, there were lightning strikes, I lost consciousness, and then the body was down and I looked at it. I saw that that's not me. Like that my body is on the sand and I'm standing. And then when I go, you know, when I came back, after that, I don't know, the biggest shift that I felt in myself was this love towards the body I saw. And it's not about just the body, you know, like when I think about myself, when I thought about myself, mostly just negative things, like Ritu was saying, you know, why I am not good enough, why I don't do so much more that I know I can do. You know, that's what used to come to me. But after that, there was this shift, there was so much gratitude, because now I could not take it for granted anymore. You know, I take myself for granted, right? कि सबको ओके ओके नमस्ते ये वो, और अपने को दो गाली, right? कि अरे तेरे से कुछ नहीं होगा, तू रहने दे. You know, that's how we deal with ourselves. And that's so sad. But once we have that distance from ourselves, you know, it's like, say, if I have a friend who's visiting, or if I have a friend who I don't even like a person, I'll be very kind to them, at least superficially. Where does that kindness go when it comes to me? So when that closeness, क्योंकि मैं ऐसे हूँ और मैं अपने आप को जो मर्जी बोल रही हूँ, but जब ऐसे हुआ और देखा कि अरे ये तो एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट है जो दिया हुआ है कुछ रियलाइज करने के लिए, so then it was not possible not to be grateful and in awe and in love with that instrument. कि I'm so grateful that it is healthy, that I'm so grateful that I can walk again, you know, walking amazing, you know, 1 second, 1 moment, something happens and everything can be taken away. And yet I got it back. So that just opened that, you know, thing about how do I not love myself, you tell me, kind of a thing. So pehle say, if I would say I wanted to get up at say 5 a.m. and I would not, I would get up at 6, 7, 8, and the first thing I would do is, you know, kind of hit myself with my words, say, yaar, kuch nahi hota tere se, you know, you've been deciding, thinking still, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And then if I would wake up, I would start giggling that, see, oh, I didn't wake up again today. Oh, come on, you know, try harder tomorrow. Something like this, you know, that attitude shift. So basically what my thing is that, say, if I was going in the forest of Amazon and I was, say, given a Swiss knife. So if I know how a Swiss knife works, I have to sit with it, right? Like Shyam was saying, that sit with it, just know, okay, it has this knife, it has this, I don't know, you know how it has small things which I can use to make my journey through the Amazon easier. Or if I might not even know how to open the various things in the Swiss knife, I can just even throw it away and say, you're good for nothing. So now I have this role, this character, this body as an instrument to experience life here. So either I can be friends with it, just acknowledging myself, knowing that, you know, life is hard. I do try, I fail so many times, and yet I am trying. So that just think that, you know, मैं अपने साथ हूँ. And in this world, you need that, because if there are 500 people around you who are telling you that, you know, run after that, or that is important, oh my God, that car, that house, that job. And if you're not inclined towards that, and if you're all alone, it's very hard. But if you are standing by your side, you are taking care of it, you know, like we take care of a child, then it becomes easier, you know, then it's like, you know, I've got your back. Don't worry. Let everybody speak. You listen to everybody. But because now you have the strength of yourself, your backing, you're able to make decisions. That example that Jagan gave, about the seesaw, that me, my family, and self-love somewhere in the center, I somehow cannot resonate with that. I mean, it's a good thought. And yet I believe that it's more like, again, how Ritu was saying, like, a fountain. I am here and so is everybody. If I am not loving towards myself, if I don't love myself, I do everything. And yet there is this bitterness. There is this, yaar, mujhe hi kyun karna pad raha hai? I'm doing everything, but there's no love. And then I have personally seen a lot of people complaining that I do so much and yet nobody appreciates me. I do so much and yet people criticize me. So when we question the center of operation, how are you doing it? Are you doing it because you just, love to do it, or you have to do it? And mostly it comes to responsibility and duty. It's my duty. I'm doing everything. And yet, ऐसा लगता नहीं है कि everybody appreciates, because somewhere we are not doing it out of love. And when I'm loving towards myself, it's like one and many, कि अगर अपने को प्यार करना सीखा है तो फिर possible ही नहीं है कि दूसरे से you don't love them. And it flows. Rumi, I think it was Rumi who says, don't give from your cup, give from what overflows. So if I am at peace, the peace radiates. If I am, I have a solidity about myself. If I have this assertion that I have been given this role, this body, this birth, and I have to see what I can do with it. So then I'm kinder to myself and I'm kinder to everybody. So just this thing कि एक चीज है जो इधर उधर जाएगी, वैसा नहीं है. That's the origin of me. What is my center of operation? Is it compassion? Is it kindness? Yes, Sarda ji, please.
Taru, just now you're sharing, if I'm doing everything but nobody is appreciating me, nobody praises me, that's then what is wrong in that? So you are, from which area you're working is not you. You are doing it, that's all, for others. That is why if you don't get any appreciation, you feel upset. You are sharing that. See, how if you love yourself, how will you do that? I don't understand any connection there. Can you please explain it to me?
Yeah. So say I have to take care of somebody, right? Or if I'm managing my home, right? One thing is I'm managing my home just because it's my duty, that now that I'm a wife, a daughter-in-law, a mother, whatever, these are the 10 things I have to do, right? So when I'm doing them with that thing, right? कि ये तो मुझे करना पड़ रहा है. Or I do them in a numbness, right? Like how a machine just starts. You wake up every morning and how it just starts. Okay, now this for this person tea iske liye, then I have to do the cleaning, I have to do that thing. And it's just a mechanical chore. And then I feel exhausted. And I feel that where is this life going towards? There's a boredom, there's a monotony if it's mechanical. Or it's just कि अरे मुझे तो करना पड़ रहा है. That makes you bitter. कि अरे देखो मैं ये करती हूँ फिर भी वो कोई appreciate नहीं करता है ना. Then that bitterness comes. And the other aspect is I'm doing it because I love to, I don't know, giving that person say tea makes me happy. It's like there is nothing that I will be given when I do this. Doing itself is the joy. So like if we have to go out with friends and all, we don't say, oh my God, अरे क्या करूं, कैसे जाऊं? We are like, oh my God, I'm so excited, I'm going out, with my best friend. Because the going itself, you don't even care what you will be doing. Just sitting with that person or just, with those people, with your family who you love, that in itself is the reward. Then you're not looking for appreciation outside because you yourself are full already. Those things are coming out of your fullness, right? It's not that I love you, I love you, I love you. It's just I love, right? Because love is something I can now experience. So it just flows. So I don't know if that made it. Yeah. Yes, Adaji, there was this echo. I couldn't hear anything. If you want to please say anything to that, if I should explain it more.
Yeah, I understood, but maybe if you can explain it to me bit more, it'll be very helpful.
Yeah, say, okay, I say we have small children, right? When we have small children, one thing is that, if you interact with especially mothers of small children, there's a lot of frustration because their whole life is about that child now. And whenever we have new relationships, then also there's a confusion कि मुझे क्या करना है, right? Am I just because then you just become a mother. You forget that you are more than that. Lot of times, like say when I have to come for these sessions, not come, like, hold these sessions. My 8-year-old, every time he's like, आप हमेशा session ही करते रहते हो, type kind. And I have to just sit with him and I have to tell him that, I am not just mama. I am also, Taru, and Taru loves to do sessions. So if you love Taru, you will also be happy when she is happy, and he gets it. But I have to kind of do it every time. So just reminding ourselves that I am more than this role, because lot of times I get lost in the role. And then when I do things, they are in some sense of frustration that I have to do it. They are all chores. They carry some heaviness. But if I'm sorted inside, if I'm loving towards myself, if I feel that love, that okay, I do like it. And if I don't like it, maybe I can stop doing certain things. People can make their own tea if I allow them to, or if I ask them to. They can make tea for yourself too, but I have never tried that. So how do I know, right? I have not given many people an opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's more, it will come. I'm just lost as to what exactly.
Beautiful, Taru. Now I got it. Yeah, now actually, we are more than ourselves. That means that our roles. So,
yes, exactly. And self-love to me is to be aware that I am more.
Okay,
but not beautiful. In an aggressive way, right? Just a very humble way. This is okay. Mother, a role. Daughter, a role. Role which I enjoy most of the time, right? It's nice to be somebody's mother. It's beautiful to be somebody's daughter, somebody's sister. But if I'm just stuck here, this gets empty, right? No time. What is happening? I don't know. So just that, and if I operate from that center, this self-obsession, that Shyam was talking about, and Jagan had also mentioned it, we had spoken about it, then there is no risk for that. Because, there is my ego center, which says, Arey, mujhe pata hai, right? And there is this true center, which, the energy within me, the love, the essence of me. And somehow, whenever we talk about self-love, that movie, Jab We Met, Kareena Kapoor, that character comes to me that, मैं अपनी favorite हूँ. Kind of, I am standing by my side, but in a factual way. Like that was an extreme, but yet very beautifully captured. We need more of that. Yeah, I know. Okay, this is where I stumble. I am mindful. I can see this is where I fall, and I am compassionate towards myself too. Like if there's a child, if he's not good at something, I still stand by him and say that, no, you will do better. Go, run. Your speed will improve. But if I am doing something, I'll be like, Arey, tera kuch nahi ho sakta. Why am I so unkind to myself? Why don't I deserve my love? There is this, I don't know if it's true, but I saw it on the net that there is this tribe which, you know, they live in forest and all, and they say that when they have to cut a tree, when they need firewood or something and they need a tree, they don't cut it. Usually they just go stand around the tree and they start saying hateful things towards the tree. That, you know, like, you're just horrible, like, just look, you're so selfish, you know, they just say that energy is around the tree, that they just accuse the tree of not being good. And that's how they do it. And in about some time, the tree is dead. It falls by itself when it gets that constant negativity. So on one hand, I keep constantly criticizing my own self. And then I say, अरे मेरे से तो कुछ नहीं होता, कैसे होगा, right? How will I able to do something sitting where I am sitting with that judgment and that thing? So just reflecting on that, and just because I've done some things for so long doesn't mean I have to continue to do that. So today I can let go. Today I can change. Yes, Jagan, sorry, I didn't see you had unmuted.
Oh, no, it's okay. That tree example, I think I heard that in Tare Zameen Par, the Solomon Islands.
Okay.
Yeah. The movie he did, Amir Khan tells about it. So, when you were mentioning about how a parent, if it's a parent, let's take an example, that they need to understand that other than just being a mother or a father figure, they also are themselves and they need to care about them. I remember this example, like this person, she was very, like, she was like, um, she was from she was from before independence time, and she had, like, she and her, she had 7 or 8 kids, and all the time, for 60 years or 70 years of her life, she was only caring about her kids, how they are, how is my husband's health, how are my kids, how are they studying, even after the marriage. Okay, her kids. She only kept on caring about them. And I used to think that, she's such a pious woman, and I think everyone will, love her for what she is. The unfortunate thing is that nobody really cared about her, nobody, because, too much of I think too much of, like, if someone supports others too much, they also are being taken for granted. And she was never, like, even after, like, nobody would even talk about her. Everybody would talk that, oh, she did nothing, that was her job and all that things. And then there was this husband of hers. To an extent, he was also, supportive to his family, but as they grew old, he became self-obsessed. It was all about him. And, his self-love was like off the charts, like way too much. I would see him and I would be like, oh man, how is he doing this? Anyway, so he also ended up not getting respected in that. So, I think too much of anything, even self-love, or, too much of caring, I think that disturbs the balance. And, it's always been a learning experience, especially to understand where I should stop supporting and where I should, draw this line and say, now this is my time. Now this time I will take care of myself, and I need some space. So I've lost some friendships in that process, because, they thought, oh, he's being self-obsessed. But no, I was not. In some cases, I was taken for granted, and I was like, oh, he has nothing to do, he's going to help anyway. So yeah, so, that balance is kind of a huge learning curve, I think. And um, the balance is not like, oh, there is this balance everywhere and it's the same. It's a different balance everywhere. There, with family it's a different balance, with friends it's a different balance, with the boss or with the company it's a different balance. So there's so many things to remember, and yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Yes, yes, Gagan. Thank you. You know, one thing was coming to me. See, you were saying, okay, this is me, right? Relation, right? Balance, right? That's the picture you were painting, na? Ki main ye hoon, and there are so many that I have to maintain. And yet, I don't realize that if my relation with this, my relation with myself, if it's fine, then I don't even need to put effort here. It sounds like a wordplay, but once you will start doing it, you will realize that. If I'm sure of myself, I'm not talking about aggression. I'm not talking about arrogance. You know, I have been given this body and this role. I'm sorry, I keep repeating that. And I honor it. And by honoring it, I don't mean I'm saying, oh, I'm the best. I'm saying that, okay, I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow. And yet, again, for me, self-love is I am standing with me. That if I am doing something wrong, I'll call myself out. Nahi, wahan nahi jana. If I'm doing something, if people are telling me, do this. Before I run to do this, I ask myself, do you want to do it? And I honor what that inner voice says कि मुझे नहीं करना या हाँ चलो करके देख लेते हैं है ना मतलब मेरे को मेरा सहारा है you know how we have this inherent incompleteness, this lack within us, right? Like Ritu was sharing, from the beginning we are told that from outside you will get recognition, approvals, respect. Everybody should say, oh wow, what a nice child, what a nice person, what a nice wife, what a nice bahu, whatever, right? Or son-in-law or friend, कि मेरा दोस्त है देखो. तो ये जो सिखाया जाता है कि बाहर से मिलेगा, that is the question I need to ask, कि अगर मिलना होता तो why would I have not found it by now? So what I am saying is the opposite of that, कि मिलना नहीं है, वो है ही, and now I play. You know what I'm saying? That basically I know I am fine. There are things I have to work on. There are things I want to change about myself, grow into. I am supporting myself to do that, but I'm standing with me. When two people criticize me, I don't let myself fall on the ground. I'm saying, yes, I know you try. I'll try harder. We'll try harder. Don't you worry. Just like if somebody comes and bullies my child, it would make me angry that how dare you? You know, he's trying, and how dare you bully my child? I will stop people from bullying me or from pointing directions or telling me कि यहाँ जागो, वहाँ भागो, ये करो, ये अच्छा है. I am with myself. I'll ask myself, you want to do it? Okay, let's do it. You do see what I'm saying, right? This doesn't mean I'm saying that, okay, no, this is perfect. Now let me keep it on a beautiful showcase and let me pray to myself that I am God. No. तो उसमें बैलेंस चाहिए ही नहीं. मतलब बैलेंस एक अलग एक मेंटल डोमेन का हो गया, और मैं एक इनहेरेंट base of operation is what we are talking about, that we are all here for a purpose, right? We are all lost. We get lost thinking that that's the purpose, that we just have to have a settled life and, you know, so much bank balance and this. And it's sad, right? How far we have come. So I'm compassionate towards myself and I'm trying to realign. Is that true? Is that true? Is that true? And when I am compassionate towards myself, then I'm able to be kind and compassionate towards others. If somebody is very angry, rather than just getting angry, कि अरे मुझे कैसे बोल दिया, I'm compassionate that at times when I have had a hard day, I get angry. So maybe they've just had a hard day. You know, that gives me some room, that gives me some basic gentleness and kindness. And if I'm able to give it to myself, like we give it to a child. If they do something wrong, we do scold them, right? We say, no, that's not right. Please don't do that. Don't snatch somebody's toy. So there's no arrogance there. It's just holding everybody on the same pedestal, but including myself too. I too deserve my love and kindness. Again, I'm just repeating that, but that doesn't mean I'll become a devil. Like you were saying, that, you know, that uncle just got self-obsessed. That's not self-love at all.
Um, I was first of all, I definitely understand what you were saying. Also, I'm 6 minutes late to this meeting. I overslept. So there was this fountain example that you said, Ritu shared. So, ma'am, can you, if possible, can you repeat that? I just want to visualize it. Thank you.
Yeah, Ritu, would you like to share what you had shared before, that how one has to care about oneself? If you have the capacity to talk.
Yeah. Taru, I don't remember the fountain example.
Okay. See, basically, it was just referring to, you know, how you said, na, if you take care of yourself, you're able to take care of others. Na? So just that.
Right, right. So basically, I'd shared that while growing up, somehow the family or the friends or everybody kind of, made me feel, or maybe they didn't make me feel, I felt it that way, that I wasn't good enough, that my elder sister was so much more better doing than me, and we had a joint family, so my other cousins were so much better at other things, so that as if I'm always lacking in something. So in a way, I didn't grow up with self-love. I grew up with self-criticism, that why can't you do this, why can't you do that, why can't you be better, why can't you talk better, why can't you answer the phone better. So that's how I grew up. So for me, I mean, I do hear about self-love now, and I know that one should be self-loving, but it doesn't come naturally. I still criticize myself, but sometimes I do take a step back now when I look at myself from a distance, that, okay, whatever I'm doing, I think I'm doing at the best of my capacity, and I couldn't have done it better. So I should be happy that I'm doing it. Maybe I'm not doing it 100% right, but yes, I'm trying and I'm doing. So I think so many years probably I wasted just being critical to my own self. And yes,
Again, just with that, the fountain was just related to this. Ki jaise if there's a fountain, and fountains, things spill out, right? So if this thing has to spill out, it has to have a source, right? If there is no source, the fountain will not run, right? There will be no water, there will be no display. So similarly, say if there's this love within me, then I'm able to give love, right? True love, beautiful love, not expecting anything in between. Love because I just have love and it spills out. But if I myself am not tending to myself, if I'm not telling myself that, oh, you know, I am with you, or, you know, for everybody it would be different, then how do I keep giving from an empty fountain, is what I was trying to say. That's from Ritu's example. कि अगर inherently अगर एक lack में जी रहे हैं, you know, it's like, say, we all feel we lack something, right? Like, I don't know if everybody would agree or not. It feels there is something missing in me, right? And that is why, you know, we look out for other people, especially, you know, I would say love affairs, marriages, relationships are because I feel I lack. And the society, the Bollywood, the Hollywood movies have told me that, you know, one person is lacking, the other person is lacking, they'll come together and now it becomes complete. And yet it doesn't. You talk to somebody, you know, people get married, then again there's a lack. So they say, okay, maybe a child will fill that lack. Child, dumb. Is that filled? The answer is no. Maybe a second child will fill that lack. हो गया, दूसरा बच्चा भी हो गया, fill हुआ नहीं. घर, गाड़ी, दूसरी गाड़ी, तीसरी गाड़ी, farmhouse, you know, that lack doesn't get fulfilled. We see that, you know, that incompleteness, कुछ missing है, कुछ missing है, कुछ missing है, because मैं बाहर देख रहा हूँ पूरा time. So यहाँ पे the thing is कि say, If I'm a beggar, I am begging on this side of the corner. Jagan, you are also a beggar. You are begging on that side of a corner of the street. And then we say, okay, if you and I come together and beg, then we'll be complete. Then we will not have a lack. We will not need to beg. Does that make any sense? कि मेरे पास नहीं है, मुझे लगता है, और इसको भी लग रहा है इसके पास नहीं है, तो हम साथ आ जाएंगे तो हमारे पास हो जाएगा. You see what I'm saying? कि I have an empty plate, I'm saying put something, put something. You have an empty plate, you're saying put something, put something. अगर हमारे पास कुछ देने को ही नहीं है तो क्या पुट होगा किसके उसमें? So two beggars don't become complete when they come together. But if I am connected, I am like, okay, I am operating from a fullness. If there was this beautiful video by Acharya Prashant, I don't remember, but I just remember the title. It said that the race was won by the one who didn't run. वो पहले से ही मतलब मेरे को if I want to play, if I am entering a tournament or anything, the tournament result cannot give anything to me. I'm doing it just because I love to play. जीतना नहीं है मुझे कुछ, मैंने पहले से जीता हुआ है. Yes, Shyam.
Yeah, Taru, what you were saying, I find it quite relatable because कई बारी क्या होता है कि हम लोग के फैमिली और सोसाइटी हम लोग को ये बताते हैं कि आईवी लीग कॉलेज में एडमिशन ले लोगे या आईएएस बन जाओगे तो एक सेंस ऑफ कंप्लीटनेस आ जाएगी और आप एक अच्छे आर्मी बन जाओगे. बट इट्स नथिंग लाइक दैट. अगर आप आईएएस हो या आप रिक्शा ड्राइवर हो या आप कोई आईवी लीग के प्रोडक्ट हो, एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आपको वो 4 रोटी ही खानी है. तो ये सब हम लोग को कई बार व्हाट यू कॉल भ्रम में रखा जाता है शायद. And we also pick up from here and there, from journal, from periodical, from Time magazine, Newsweek magazine. हम लोग के दिमाग में ये बात भर दिया जाता है कि फ्रेंच रिविरिया में अपार्टमेंट खरीदो, ये कर लो, वो कर लो, और वो सब बकवास है, कुछ नहीं होता है उससे. Because if you are not complete from the northwest corner of your heart, how can you be complete in any other manner? और वो हमें ही खोजना है कि कहाँ से हम कंप्लीट होंगे.
इससे जो रिलेशनशिप्स में ना इतना बर्डन भी आ जाता है, मतलब मेरे ऊपर भी, दूसरे के ऊपर भी, और इन जनरल भी हर जगह पे. इफ आई कीप लुकिंग आउटसाइड ना कि ये मुझे देगा, ये मुझे करेगा, ये वाला जॉब, ये वाला पर्सन, ये वाला रिलेशनशिप, ये रोल, उसी में ही सारा जॉय भी चला जाता है. बिकॉज जो मेरे को मिलता भी है, आई एम नॉट एबल टू फोकस ऑन इट, बिकॉज मेरी एक इमेज होती है कि यार इसमें तो मुझे ये देना था. So yeah, yes, Jagan.
No, sorry. Go ahead, Shyam.
At the end of the day क्या है कि डेस्टिनेशन के चक्कर में कई बारी हम क्या करते हैं कि हम जर्नी ही नहीं एंजॉय कर पाते हैं.
Actually, Shyam, कई बारी नहीं, I would say हर बारी sadly. Till we wake up and see कि ये मैं कर क्या रहा हूँ. जब मैं पहुंचूंगा तब मिलेगा, चाहे मैं रास्ते में मर जाऊं पहुंचते पहुंचते, that's fine.
And we always ask ourselves कि वो सुबह किधर निकल गई.
Yes.
और इसी क्वेश्चन में हम लोग बेवकूफ बन जाते हैं.
Yeah.
और कई बारी क्या है कि सोसाइटी एंड फैमिली और ऑल दैट मीडिया एंड बॉलीवुड हॉलीवुड हाइप ये भी हमें बेवकूफ बना जाता है.
अब ये फैक्ट्स ऑफ आवर एग्जिस्टेंस है ना. अब हम इन पे ड्वेल नहीं कर सकते, बट अगर समझ आ जाए तो हम पूछ सकते हैं, है ना. Like the way this is that carrot on a stick, वो जो इमेज आता है ना कि एक डोंकी के आगे एक स्टिक लगा के कैरेट बांध देते हैं और डोंकी को कहते हैं भाग भाग भाग, यू विल गेट द कैरेट. जब हम इतना भाग चुके हैं तब तो एक स्टॉप आ सकता है ना कि अरे नहीं मिल रही, जितना मैं आगे जा रहा हूँ वो और आगे जाती है, जितना मैं आगे जा रहा हूँ वो और आगे जा रही है. एंड देन कम्स द टॉपिक ऑफ सेल्फ लव कि मुझे चाहिए ही नहीं.
और वो हमें पता चलता है कि ये जिसको हम चेस कर रहे थे ऑल द वे अलोंग, इट वाज लाइक अ मिराज इन अ डेजर्ट. उसका कोई रियल लाइफ एक्सिस्टेंस था ही नहीं. क्या होता है कि कई बार क्या होता है कि हम कोई शर्ट या कोई पैंट से बहुत ज्यादा अटैच्ड हो जाते हैं और ये जानते भी नहीं कि 1 साल बाद या 2 साल बाद ये शर्ट पैंट फट जाने वाला है या फिर टॉर्न अपार्ट हो जाने वाला है और इसको हम दोबारा नहीं पहन पाएंगे. So many times, like in life also, in the journey of life also, there are many things we get attached on to which are so lifeless. and which don't hold any meaning and which don't have any concrete shape.
Yeah.
और वो जो आइडियल एक्सिस्टेंस एंड आइडियल वे ऑफ लिविंग हम लोग खोजते खोजते कितने दूर आ जाते हैं, वी नेवर नो दैट.
Yeah, so maybe now it's time to reflect and see that the way I've been doing it, it's not happening. So maybe I need to see. हाँ.
और वो जो उटोपियन वर्ल्ड एंड सेरेंडिपिटियस वर्ल्ड का जो कहानी हमें समझाया जाता है, शायद वैसा कुछ एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करता है, या करता भी है तो किताबों ख्यालों में करता है. I'm speaking too much.
We understand what you're saying, Shyam. Thank you.
Yeah, Sham, you're right. I had a lot of attachment with my motorcycle in India, and it really sucked that I had to leave it and come here. So I can relate to it. Ma'am, when you said the two beggar example, I thought that when they combine, they'll get only one coin instead of 2 coins. So even they're getting less by combining. I also want to say that I've been through this meeting. I've been visualizing the Swiss knife in the Amazon rainforest example, and I'm visualizing that with Swiss knife there is a screwdriver, there is a fire starter, there's so many different things. There's a corkscrew and all these things, a knife. I'm visualizing that all those things are different abilities of a person, and to recognize it is to think that I am my own hero. Like so the habit that I will start need to start or to have is to find answers within and to use all those abilities to the best of their like if you use a Swiss knife to the best of their capacities. And like I've learned that my perception was wrong in saying that there is a balance. But when when Ritu shared her fountain example, like her example, and you related to a fountain, I find that self-love is, like you said, less about, not about being ignorant or not about being obsessed, but more about thinking that we are our own hero and going to ourselves to find answers. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I've understood.
I think thinking नहीं बोलेंगे जगन कि thinking, it's a fact, right? कि मेरे पास कौन है अभी, जब when I was born कौन है, when I leave the body कौन होगा, मैं, है ना? तो मैं मेरे पास हूँ. There's a tool that I have been given. तो firstly to know the tool. अब जैसे best of capability hero, again वो थोड़ी सी dramatic Bollywood language हो गई. अगर मुझे पता ही नहीं है कि Swiss knife में है क्या, तो मैं उसको factually देख रही हूँ ना. जैसे अगर मैं अपने आप को देख रही हूँ कि okay, when this happens, I get triggered. When that person says कि हाँ तू तो बड़ा कमाल है ना, तब I swell up. When the other person says you're good for nothing, I fall down. So I'm understanding and studying this instrument. Right? क्योंकि this makes it happy. वो वो 7 foot चढ़ जाता है. This makes them down. This makes them angry. This makes them sad. So I'm just factually understanding this Swiss knife that I am. And once I understand, I can use it, right? But अगर मैं उसको फेंक दूं, तो good for nothing है, तो वो मेरी incapability है कि मेरे पास एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट था जिसे मुझे यूज करना नहीं आया. तो एक तो ये बात हो गई. दूसरी बात ये कि you must have seen that in movies sometimes they say कि I never knew how to love myself, but because you love me, अब मुझे खुद पे प्यार आता है. कभी ये सुना है डायलॉग किसी मूवी में? Especially in a romantic relationship, just because the other loves me, now I am loving myself, है ना? Because you found I was capable. तो उसी हिसाब से अगर आप यहाँ पे extrapolate करो कि the divine lives in me, है ना? ये तो सब मानते हैं ना, especially coming from Hinduism. They say that the God lives in you, right? Like that center of love, kindness, peace. There's, there are different drops from the same ocean being divine. So I can also love myself because the God lives in me. Because again, it's maybe going a bit extreme, but looking for reasons अगर है तो ये भी एक reason है कि मुझे खुद पे प्यार आता है, because the God loves me. That's why I'm here. That's why He wanted me to come here, experience these things. And there was something else when you were sharing, and I forgot, but yeah. So just on this regard, like if we can do, sorry Shyam, please, sorry, didn't see you on.
Yeah, please carry on, Taru.
नहीं आप बोलो please.
Yeah, well, Taru, what you were saying, I find it quite relatable. क्योंकि क्या है कि बहुत बचपन में जब मेरी किसी से लड़ाई हो जाती थी और मैं घर आता था एंड ऑल दैट, रोना धोना एंड ऑल दैट होता था, तो पापा मुझे कहते थे कि लुक, जिससे तुम्हारी लड़ाई हुई है, इज नॉट समवन एलियन एंड ऑल दैट। और वो मुझे एक कहानी सुनाते थे अक्सर गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी का, कि गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी के जो सैनिक लोग थे उसमें एक बंदा था, वो पानी पिलाने वाला बंदा था। ओके, तो कई बार क्या करता था कि दुश्मन वाले जो सैनिक थे उन्हें भी पानी पिला देता था। ठीक है, तो एक बार सब लोगों ने क्या करा कि उसका कंप्लेन, shall I start my video?
Yes, please. That would be really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you asked me for that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, तो कई बारी क्या है कि वो बंदा जो था जो अपोजिंग पार्टी के जो सैनिक थे उन्हें भी पिला देता था पानी। ठीक है, तो फिर एक बार क्या था कि गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी को लोगों ने कंप्लेन करा कि ये बंदा जो है, ही इज अ ट्रेटर काइंड ऑफ एंटिटी, ये दुश्मन वाले पार्टी को भी पानी पिलाता है। तो जब उसे कॉल किया गया गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी के पास और उसे एक्सप्लेनेशन पूछा गया कि क्यों तू ऐसा करता है एंड ऑल दैट थिंग, तो उस बंदे ने कहा कि मुझे सब में आपके दर्शन होते हैं। ठीक है, so my father used to emphasize this point that look, God made man in his own image, he made him.
Yeah,
So that
beautiful. Yeah.
so that kind of thing helped me to gain equanimity kind of thing. That शायद हो सकता है जो मेरे सामने वाला बंदा हो उसकी भी कुछ इन्फॉर्मेटिव हो जैसे मेरे है, और शायद and it helped me to step into that person's shoes which was otherwise difficult for me to.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Shyam. इससे Jagan, what you were sharing ना, sorry Shyam, complete करो।
और काफी मुश्किलात होते थे पहले मुझे दूसरे के लोगों के शूज में स्टेप इन करने में, लेकिन जब भी मैं याद करता हूँ अपने पापा जब भी ये इंसिडेंसेस मुझे बताते थे, वो गुरु गोविंद सिंह का, ही वाज अ वेरी रिलीजियस काइंड ऑफ मैन। ओके, नॉट लाइक मी कि आधा हेडोनिस्ट एंड आधा मार्क्सिस्ट नेता नहीं थे। he is still a very religious kind of guy, very down to earth, very gentle man. ओके, ईगो एटीट्यूड कुछ नहीं है। ठीक है, तो ही ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू टेल मी दैट देखो आप हमेशा क्या है कि दूसरे के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोचो। ठीक है, एंड ही यूज्ड टू गिव मी दैट एग्जांपल कि लाइक लोग कोई बोलेगा कि श्याम स्पीक्स ग्रीक, देन उसका एक एस्पेक्ट हो सकता है कि श्याम इज अ वेरी नॉलेजेबल गाय दैट ही हैज मास्टर्ड द आर्ट ऑफ स्पीकिंग ग्रीक, एंड दैट व्हाट श्याम स्पोक वाज ग्रीक टू एवरीवन। तो इसका एक दूसरा एस्पेक्ट हो सकता है कि श्याम एक स्नॉबिश लड़का है जो कि सबके सामने अपना एटीट्यूड शो कर रहा है। सो देन ही टोल्ड मी दैट जब आप बिगर पिक्चर देखोगे और जब आप उसको लार्जर स्कीम ऑफ थिंग्स में देखोगे तो आप पाओगे कि बहुत जगह आपने फॉल्टर करी है और आपको पीछे रोल बैक करना चाहिए था, लेकिन आपने रोल बैक नहीं करा और कुछ ज्यादा ही भार अपने सिर पे डाल दिया। So that he used to tell me a lot. I don't know what I'm speaking. It makes sense or not.
No, it does. Thank you. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Thank you, Shyam. Yeah, Jagan, what I was saying was कि जैसे आपका वो जो example था seesaw का, right? उसमें मैं हूँ and the other is other, right? And I feel I talk about balance, self-love, going here and there and stuff. But it's inherent. Again, it's tough to understand, and yet one feels it. How we are all connected, right? Like if say we are sitting in one room and if I'm very angry, very soon you'll also start feeling angry even if I don't say anything, because we influence each other. Are you aware of these subtle movements? They say these things happen. I don't know if you ever experienced it. आपका mood अच्छा है, आप एक किसी रूम में जाओगे, वहां पे कोई गुस्से में बैठा है, so you will feel your energy is going down. We influence each other. Like, if everybody is excited, I'm feeling low. As soon as I enter, I also start feeling excited. Just because the others are excited, I get into that wave. तो उस हिसाब से हम बहुत दूसरे को एक डिस्टेंस पे रखते हैं, आर्म्स लेंथ पे, बिकॉज मेरे को दिखता है कि ये मेरी बॉडी, ये यहाँ खत्म, ये दूसरी बॉडी है वहां शुरू, ये मैं, ये वो, राइट। बट लाइक अब जो श्याम ने एग्जाम्पल दिया कि मुझे सब में दिख रहे हैं भगवान, है ना, या मेरे गुरु, तो उस और मेरे में भी हैं, तो उस हिसाब से हम ऐसे नहीं खड़े हैं कि 30 यहाँ पे, हम सब ऐसे खड़े हैं। तो मेरे में से जो निकल रहा है वही मेरे में से ट्रांसफर हो रहा है ना। अगर क्रिटिसिज्म निकल रही है तो ये पक्का है कि मैं औरों के लिए भी क्रिटिसिज्म करूंगा। अगर एक्सेप्टेंस निकल रही है कि अरे कोई बात नहीं यार, ठीक है ना, अगर मैं खुद से करता हूँ तो मैं दूसरे के साथ मेरा नेचुरली निकलता है। तो वट एवर आई डू टू मी, I see it around me and that's what I give. जैसे अगर if somebody was holding coffee and you bump into them, उनके कप से क्या निकलेगी? कॉफी, बिकॉज उसने पकड़ी ही कॉफी हुई थी। जो पकड़ोगे वही स्पिल आउट होगा, है ना। जस्ट दैट कि क्या पकड़ा हुआ है, किस चीज को पकड़ा हुआ है। तो जस्ट एज एन एक्सरसाइज, if we just want to close our eyes and just take 1 or 2 deep breaths, and let me think about myself, not as myself, but say if I'm reflecting right now, say Taru. Okay, and if I am saying that, okay, just tell me two, three things, 1, 2, 3 things or a sentence about the Taru that I know. So like Shyam would say the Shyam he knows, Jagan will say the Jagan he knows. कि मेरे first thought अपने बारे में, if I'm describing myself, वो क्या आ रहा है? फर्स्ट वर्ड, फर्स्ट सेंटेंस कि जगन कैसा है, स्नेही कैसी है, what do I think about myself? Yeah, so please, this is enough. That was just an impromptu first word thing. So please unmute and just share for us कि what was it that came to me right away without thinking, as a third person, and ask when I'm looking at myself.
Yeah, what came to me was perfect.
Okay. So the way when you deal with yourself, Ritu, do you feel you are perfect?
No, but when I look at myself as a
Yeah.
third person,
Yeah.
then I see myself as perfect.
Yeah.
But
So
when
that's something, na? There is something here that you see, there's something in you that believes that Ritu is perfect, right?
Yeah, but for that I have to take a step back.
Yeah.
I
So
have
that,
to
so
pause.
do you want to be a person who feels they are perfect, or do you want to be a person who feels that they just need to be criticized? Just a choice right now, this moment. Who would
Yeah,
you
I
choose?
want to feel perfect, but then
Yeah.
all the time in the day, I can't step back and see myself. I get into what I'm
यहाँ पे
doing.
can't है कि I don't है?
Most of the time, it's I don't.
I don't, है ना। तो पावर
Yeah.
है, ऑप्शन है, कर सकते हैं, आदत नहीं है तो करते नहीं है ना।
Hmm.
जस्ट दैट, आदत
Hmm.
कैसे पड़ी? कुछ किया तो पड़ गई, कुछ
Hmm.
और करेंगे तो उसकी पड़ जाएगी। So this is a very big thing, that the first word that came from you for Ritu, if it was perfect, then I must believe that I must go more towards that. Perfect का मतलब, perfect is not a point, है ना। Perfect is always a state. Sorry, you want to say something, please.
Yeah. See, the first thing which came to my mind was perfect, and then the second thing that came to my mind was that I can still improve.
हाँ, and perfection is not a point. Just remember that, है ना। हमें लगता है, जैसे सरेंडर बोलते हैं, सरेंडर इज नॉट अ पॉइंट, है ना। इट्स ऑलवेज ऑलवेज, परफेक्शन की कोई एंड नहीं है। दिस इज अ मिसकंसेप्शन कि परफेक्ट मीन्स दैट्स इट, इससे बेटर नहीं हो सकता। Perfection is a state which can always be improved. Like when mother, so Aurobill बनने से पहले किसी ने बोला, we don't believe in God. I think the Russians and all, they said, we don't believe in a divine. So she asked, do you believe in perfection? So because perfection can always, you can perfect yourself and perfect yourself and perfect yourself more and more. Right? So I'm already good and I want myself to be better and better and better. That quest towards perfection came from you. Use it. Give it more power. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please, anybody who wants to go next. Thank you, Ritu, for going first. Yes.
The first thing that came to my mind is worried.
Okay. Yeah. So now see, there's somebody who's very close to Jagan. The first thing he talks about Jagan, the word that he uses is worried. है ना? मतलब it shows something. Would you want to be described as that? जैसे कहते हैं ना tombstone है, you know, right? What will you write on the tombstone? ये सुना होगा आपने, है ना, कि जैसे यहाँ पे graves के ऊपर वो जो लगाते हैं, तो सोचो कि जगन, he died worried, or he was worried, he lived worried. Would we want that? और अगर नहीं तो क्या चेंज करना चाहिए, है ना? तो जस्ट रिफ्लेक्ट ऑन इट. कोई आंसर्स नहीं चाहिए, राइट? बट एक अपनी परसेप्शन फील होती है, तो उस पर जस्ट थिंकिंग अबाउट दैट. Yes, thank you so much, Jagan, for sharing. Yes, please, whoever wants to go next, just one line, one word, anything. So Snehi has typed that Snehi is empathetic and needs to be more patient with herself. Yeah, that's perfect. Recognizing that there's empathy. And she needs to be more patient, more empathetic towards herself too. So it feels that the statement is coming in love. There is recognition, and you know what is the next step. Thank you, Snehi. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Sarda ji, are you there with us?
Yeah, Taru, I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah, without cameras on, I don't know if somebody is sleeping. So that's why I request people to put cameras on. Yeah. Yeah. So were you able to do this?
Yeah, I could do that, but you know what the word came to me was bit worried.
Okay. So the same kind of feeling came to you, worried?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, now, Sadhaji, we'll think more about this.
Okay.
That why, right? Why in the world where I could have chosen any word to describe Sarda, what is she doing that I'm picking this word up? Right?
Yeah.
So we'll think about it and we'll discuss it. We'll reflect on it with love, right? Why is she worried? What can I do for Sarda that she'll not be worried anymore? Because I love her, right?
One more thing, I always feel about myself, I lack so many qualities.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough. So all these feelings will be always with me. I don't know why, but I'm not able to satisfy myself.
Yeah. I get it. We'll take that more. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, Taru, that one thing that came to my mind is that ज़्यादा हवा में उड़ो मत and all that.
Yeah. So that means there's something in you which feels that you do that probably. And
Yeah,
you probably
Taru,
need to do
sometimes I
that.
often go into that la land kind of thing and all that.
Yeah. Good, very self-reflected. And again, taking whatever we are taking it again from a distance, right? This is just a small exercise, could mean something, could mean nothing. And yet, if I'm seeing something, I must see it. So on this note, I want to share something from my kids' school that was very beautiful, and I hope we like it, and then we'll reflect on it. If you can't hear it, let me know. Even I can't hear it. Wait. Yeah, now it's. Can you hear this?
I like being you, said the reflection in the mirror. To me, you are perfectly perfect. I blushed. Me? Yes, you. And by the way, you have wonderful eyes. I blinked, astonished. I do? Absolutely. They sparkle like stars on the darkest of nights. I gazed downward. Thank you. Your eyes sparkle too. Sweet of you to say. You have a marvelous voice. I gently whispered, You really think so? Of course. You sound as joyous as a songbird, whistling in the trees. And you have a magnificent smile. I sheepishly grinned. Well, Mama always says, start every day with a smile. I agree. Your smile is as bright and cheerful as the sun in the sky. And you are quite smart. I took a step towards the mirror. I do try very hard. You sure do. You're as brilliant as a rocket scientist. I like that you are friendly. I leaned in closer. It's very important to be nice, you know. It sure is. You're as peaceful as a butterfly. And you have a lot of courage. I raised my head high. I auditioned for the school play today. Outstanding. You're as brave as a lion. You're a fantastic dancer. I spread my arms wide. Watch how fast I can twirl. Around and around I went. Amazing. You're as graceful as a dolphin gliding through the sea. I plopped on the ground, giggling as the room playfully spun around. And you have a terrific laugh. Thank you very much. Your chuckle fills the air with bubbly joy. But most of all, I like your heart. Your kindness is as beautiful as a rainbow. I stood up and walked towards the mirror. To me, you are perfectly perfect. I gently pressed my hands against the glass. I like being you. We smiled in unison. I like being you too.
Yeah. So this came from my son's school, when he was like, I think 6 years old. And when I showed it to him, he started crying. And I was very surprised because, I thought he'll just love it. And he started crying. And I said, why are you crying? And he said, I forget sometimes to love myself. This is the world that I am living in. And this is the word that I'm giving to my child, that he cries that I forget to love myself. So something is not right. And I don't know, am I friends with myself? If not, I must see why not. What can I do to be friends with myself? Yeah, any reflections? We are almost reaching the end and there's a lot to discuss. So I think we'll be taking the same topic next week too. So I had more to share, more videos and thoughts. Please, anybody.
Yeah, initially when I said perfect, I thought later that, oh God, why did I say that? I shouldn't be thinking so high about myself. But yes, actually, when we look at ourselves from a distance, I think we do like ourselves. But when we are in our role, everyday roles, then we get so critical about whatever we do.
Yeah.
Like just for example, like I go to the factory with my dad, but I'm not able to help there much in the actual operations. So I don't like myself for that. But when I just step back and I see myself in the factory, then I feel that, okay, at least I'm there. So that makes me feel that, okay, what I'm doing is good. I need not be so critical about myself. You know?
Yeah. So at least needs to be removed also. No? At least I'm there.
Yeah.
Right? Like the time you're giving, the energy you're giving, the presence. Like what is the most that we can give to anything and anybody? It's our presence, right? Our attention, our love. And rest everything is superficial, right? Secondary. So I think that's a beautiful example to share also. And we see how we discount ourselves. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Sarda ji, any, I would want to share one thing. I am sure you know that. But, they say, ke, what is ego? If I say, I am the best, मेरे जैसा कोई नहीं, अरे कोई सामने रख के दिखाओ, that I say that is ego, right? And when I say I'm the worst, I lack this, that too is ego, right? So this self-obsession कि मैं, चाहे यहाँ, चाहे वहाँ, चाहे ऊपर, चाहे नीचे, ये जो मैं का जाप है, that is ego.
Beautiful topic, Taru. So it is, making everyone think, just go deep within ourselves. Just know you shared about ego. It's tamasic ego, Sri Aurobindo says. How much of that tamasic ego we have? Beautiful. And can you please share this video?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I want to show it to my husband and Meera.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, I will share that.
So I was about to, cry when I saw that video.
Yeah. Me too. And again, I thought for me it was okay, but when he cried, a 6-year-old child, that was more hurtful, right? That why would he feel alienated, or why would he feel the pain in that? Has he also come that far for him to give this pain? So yeah, that was a bit painful to watch, but I don't know. Whenever we realize, we can let go, right?
Yes, definitely. Beautiful session.
So again, just last 2 minutes, if there are more reflections, and like I said, we will be taking this up next time. So I'm requesting that please reflect on this, the challenges that I feel in loving myself. And seriously reflect on this fact that if I actually in the big picture believe that God lives in me, I am God's child, right? God's child का मतलब क्या है, right? I'm coming from them, right? I have their DNA. I say that 50 times a day, maybe, that I'm God's child, I'm mother's child. And then I say I don't like myself or I'm not good enough. How sad is that, right? So I must think about it and give this ego up too, and watch Jab We Met, and then just say that, मैं अपनी favorite हूँ, because that is at least a starting point too. And from there, wherever we go, we have to let go of other things. But you know how it's like that ego is the helper, ego is the bar. Okay, first we need some ego to reach to a point. Okay, मैं हूँ. Because a lot of times we feel that मैं तो कुछ हूँ ही नहीं, and I just keep discounting myself. So मैं हूँ, and from there I can release कि क्या करना है, या I offer myself. So when I'm offering myself, I have to be something. So I am that, I recognize that. And again, coming back to the topic, that I'm standing by my side. No matter what I do, no matter what I go through, think, believe, I'm there for me. I'm there for myself. And then कोई और है तो है, नहीं है तो you are joyous, right? Because मैं अपने साथ हूँ. So again, that concept of loneliness and aloneness, we can look into that also next week. Okay, alone but never lonely, because I am standing by my side. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining in and hope to see us next week too. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Yeah, thanks, Ritu.
Thanks, Sham.
Yeah, bye then. Private session. The Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
The trio.
So श्याम कहाँ तक पहुंचा आपका applications?
नहीं, एप्लीकेशन यल में अप्लाई कर दिया है, ठीक है।
हार्वर्ड में करा?
नहीं, हार्वर्ड में करने का हिम्मत नहीं पड़ रहा, इतना
अरे
मेरा औकात नहीं है, ठीक है। मुझे मेरा लिमिटेशंस मालूम है, ठीक है।
Harvard will be missing out on somebody like you.
आप एंजॉय कर रहे हो, आप मतलब कि मौज ले रहे हो मेरी।
नहीं, seriously, I mean one should apply. आगे it's up to them.
लगता है तरु उठ गई है, she needs to go, we won't take much of her time, 2 मिनट और लेंगे, ठीक है।
नहीं, I just wanted to stand up. That's it. I'm done. Session हो चुका है, you can done. Yeah, that's fine.
I think you have to answer someone else, okay? Hi, young man.
He's not young, he's an old boy.
हाँ ठीक है, कितना 8-9 साल का होगा।
He also lost his teeth.
Okay, okay, okay.
वो बोल रहे हैं you are not a young man, you are an old boy.
Because he already lost his teeth.
Hello, दोस्ती करोगे? What
Sorry,
is it?
I had one, he couldn't hear you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ये earpods है, नहीं।
हाँ.
देखते हैं क्या होता है। हार्वर्ड नहीं भी मिले तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, यल नहीं भी मिले तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। मैं आप बहुत ही खुश रहने लगा हूँ, ठीक है, अपने जीवन से, थैंक्स टू द तरु इफेक्ट, ठीक है। थैंक्स टू डेवी इफेक्ट आल्सो, और डेवी इज माय एल्डर सिस्टर, ओके। सो आप कुछ भी देखिए, आप हार्वर्ड चले जाए या आप कॉमनवेल्थ के डायरेक्टर बन जाए या आप फिनांस मिनिस्टर बन जाए, एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आपको खाना है 4 रोटी सुबह, 4 रोटी शाम, है कि नहीं? और आपको एक ही
ईमेल में अप्लाई क्यों करा?
देखिए, अप्लाई करा वो तो एक अलग कहानी है, वो तो हर एक के एस्पिरेशंस होते हैं, यू नीड टू गिव वे टू देम, है कि नहीं? लेकिन अंत में तो समझौता करना ही पड़ता है, लाइफ इज ऑल अबाउट कॉम्प्रोमाइजेस।
So you've applied for masters, ना?
MBA
And for MBA, business administration.
हाँ।
Okay.
और मैं कोई बहुत ज्यादा यूफोरिक हूँ भी नहीं, क्या है कि मेरी दीदी लोग ज्यादा यूफोरिक है, हमसे ज्यादा यूफोरिक है इनफैक्ट। और मैं उन लोग को भी यही कहता हूँ कि देखो, हो तो हो, नहीं हो तो दैट आल्सो इज वेल एंड गुड। एक्सेप्ट करना सीखो, है कि नहीं? Because life is all about acceptance and many things, many of the wounds they get healed through time, है कि नहीं? Life have its own way of resolving knotted threads. By the way, आपका दिल्ली में घर कहाँ है रितु?
इधर वसंत विहार।
Okay, okay, okay.
You come to Delhi?
Yeah, my flat is in Saket, M block.
Okay, so you should drop by.
Yeah, certainly, ma'am.
It's not far.
Yeah. Okay then.
Yeah, chalo. See you next week.
See ya. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, shall I leave? Yeah, bye then, Taru.
Sorry, he's hungry. Okay.
Yeah, bye. See ya.
Little.